Hello guys, welcome to the channel Crypto Global 100. And I forgot to mention in the last video that CME gap was also one of the reasons for the dumping of the Bitcoin, because whenever there's a CME gap occurs, you know, BTC real price sometime in the future has to fill that gap. So here you can see there are two gaps right now. You can see this gap. You can see it was a gap of 54,000 and 55,000. This was the gap, okay, in the CME future. You can see here, okay, CME futures. Right now the futures market is off, so that's why it is staying at there 61,000. But let me show you the history. I'm gonna show you the history as well. This was the gap. This was the first gap which was remained unfilled, and now it is filled, which was the 59,000 and this level. Now this gap, okay, this gap of, you see, the 54,000, 55,000 has been filled by now today. As you can see, there you go, you can see here this gap has been filled up, okay, the 54,000 gap. This was the gap, and let me show you the history as well, so you can have an idea. Well, this gap has not been filled yet. 24 to 26,000. We can expect very worst condition would be that sometime in the future, we can expect a dump to this level, 25,000, because this gap has not been filled and it is remained unfilled for now. And you can see the gap, 23,000, 26,000. This is the CME gap, and look at the price on the 23,000 here. 23,000. You can see this is the this is the place, this is the zone I'm talking about. It has not been retested at this level, so sometime in the future maybe we can expect this level, because you can see that tempo is going up, strong tempo, then strong down, then very strong tempo up, strong down, then strong tempo up, strong down. But after that the tempo started to, you see, this tempo has just diminished a bit. You can see very little movements, so we can expect something. If it continues like this, it would be great. Otherwise we can go from here, we can expect this one, we can go again from here, we can go from this level to be touched again. From here we can retest, and then from there we can expect a retest as well, or we might go to this level, then from this swing line, and then we can sometime in the future we can expect this, we can fill this gap in the future, and that may gonna happen in the very coming days. Might be this let's see if it goes like this. This would be August 30. Well, I'm not predicting, but that's something which can happen in the future, not right now. So let me show you the other gaps as well. I have drawn these in the very back in the future. If back in the past, we can see that these are the two gaps. Let me show you in the market here. Let me show you this gap. This was the first gap, CME gap. If you can look at here, no, let me go back. This was the first gap back in March 20. The gap was created on the 5th of March, okay, you can see here the 5th of March 20, okay, and gap was created, and after, when it started, the market opened at on the 9th of March. If we look at this, let's go back to March last year. We go back to here. You see here, if we check here, 5th of March, I was talking about this 6th of March, sorry, yes, 5th March, sorry, this one is also included. So the gap was created here, okay. Market started after a gap of almost $800, so it was here at this point, and when the market started, it dumped on the 9th of April. You see here at this point, here at this point, 9th of April, 9th March, sorry. You see, this was the gap created during this period, 3 days of period, and we expected a big dump below. A big dump was due, and this gap had to be filled in the future, which was filled, we can see, on the 29th of April. And 29th of April, if we go back to 29th of April, yeah, there you go. There you see, let me show you. This gap was filled. You can see this gap. This gap was filled. When it was filled, the price went up again to that level. You see here, the gap was created at this level, okay, and it was filled right in the future. So this gap was filled in the future, and if we go from the, if we go towards here, this gap was created on 28th of July. If we go back here, 27th of July, you see this gap was filled on the 8th of September. If we go to 8th of September, you see here the gap was filled here. Let me show you here from this angle. See here, now this gap, this is a very minor gap. This gap has not been filled yet. This gap has not been filled yet, which is 19,000, 18,000. This gap is also not filled. So price went up and up and up, and now we can see here, you can see when the futures market is gonna start, it's gonna start from here somewhere. Here somewhere there will be a big gap, huge. There will be a huge gap in between this, and I expect this gap to be in the future, and then we're gonna reclaim that gap sometime in the future. So when the market is gonna start on the Monday, we're gonna see a big candle down here, and then this gap will be created in the future, and this will be refilled in the future. So that's the reason the gap which was remained unfilled. When, let me tell you something as well. When a price moves from bottom to up, you see the futures market started from bottom to up, there is a gap, okay, CME gap, then it means that in the future this gap is gonna be filled. And when there's a gap, when price is moving up, it means in the future this price is gonna move down. Okay, here this price has filled this gap. Okay, so in the future, if we see another gap during the downward movement, during the downward movement, this downward, during the downward movement, if the gap is created, that gap would be filled in the future, and we're gonna see a rise in price. So this dump was due to this gap. Okay, this is also one of the reasons. So that's all from my side, guys. I hope you have understood the concept of CME gap. If you want to look for yourselves, you can type in BTC. You have to type BTC1. Okay, when it comes, go to this, the first tab, click in here, go to this one, and that's it.